What's up, YouTube? I'm out here, um, giving my thoughts about the game and doing a little trash talking to the NFL and all their teams. The fact of the matter is, we won the game by 3 points. It could have been more points if the defense had held up and not make mental errors. You know what I'm saying? We were fortunate we won this game yesterday. It could have been a whole lot worse because we pick up Ryan Fitzpatrick like 4 times in the game. We pick his ass off like 4 times and shit like that. If we didn't pick him up 4 times, he would have had a field day against us. And the fact of the matter is, that didn't happen. All we had to do, all we did was play fundamental football, get some turnovers. If we got some turnovers, we'll win the game, and that's exactly what we did. But unfortunately, they had to bring Jameis Winston in, and Jameis Winston almost brought that team back. But the fact of the matter is, he carved us up for like probably 200 yards or something like that. And Peyton Barber had a field day on us on the ground. We couldn't stop Peyton Barber. It could have been a whole lot worse. You know, if BWN didn't get that interception in the last seconds of the game, because they was trying to tie the game. All they had to do was throw it down the field and get into field goal range. And once they got into field goal range, they could have probably kicked the field goal, tied the game, and probably we could have lost that game. You know what I'm saying? But that didn't happen. We got that interception when it counts, and we won that game. And that's exactly what we're supposed to do in crunch time. Because this year, we haven't played good defense in crunch time. Look at the Atlanta game and the Panthers game. The Panthers game, the special teams cost us that game. You know, and stuff like that. That's why they kicked that 63-yarder and beat us. And the 2 games after that, Pat Shermer messed up this game because of bad play calling. Because I think we were 4th and 1 and 4th and goal, and he decided to go for it. And guess what happened? We got stuffed in the backfield. And then a few plays before that, he did an HB toss to Saquon Barkley, and we was also stuffed in the backfield. So the fact of the matter is, that game against Atlanta was pathetic by Pat Shermer with bad play call and all that bullshit. Because this is like pathetic right now, what he did in that game. Because we could have beat the Panthers. We couldn't beat the fucking freaking Falcons. Fucking Chris Perkins is talking all that shit. He's gonna blow the door open against the New York Football Giants, but that didn't happen because the Atlanta Falcons barely win that game. They barely win. The Panthers barely win that game. I mean, the Panthers had us by 2 touchdowns in that game. Once they had us by 2 touchdowns, I mean, it was over. But the fact of the matter is, we came back, we fought back, but unfortunately, that 65-yarder really killed us in that game. But I don't want to talk about those 2 games. I want to talk about this game. How well we did. We ran the football well against the Buccaneers. We passed well. We didn't even turn the football over, and that's good to see. In the second straight week in a row, the offensive line had played well. Even though I'm still not sold on that offensive line, but they have to continue to grow. If they don't continue to grow, the fact of the matter is, this could be a long season. I mean, we have a slight shot at making the playoffs because the Deadskins blew it. They can't even beat the Texans and the Saints. And we beat one of those teams. And one of those teams was the Texans. We kicked the door shit out of the Texans at their stadium. So the fact of the matter is, you cannot be sore on these Deadskins. These Deadskins had a lot of injuries. But even if they had injuries, they'd still be losing these games with these top tier teams like the Saints and the Texans. The reason why they're 6-4 because they're beating a lot of bad teams. That's what happened. And I was shocked they beat the Atlanta Falcons. I was shocked. But Atlanta Falcons is not a good team anyway. And the Panthers is not a good team, which they also beat. But the thing is, for us, we have to run the football, continue doing that, continue making plays with Eli Manning, continue to use that play action pass like we did for the last 2 games. If we do that, we could beat any team. We could confuse any team with our schemes. But our defense, you better hold together in this next game. Because if you don't hold together in this next game, we could get blown out. And the Eagles are very angry last night because they got their doors blown at the Saints. And they're looking to come and take that frustration against us. And we have to be prepared at all costs. We can't take nothing for granted. If we take something for granted in that game, you could kiss this playoff season goodbye. You know? And this is because the fact of the matter is the Eagles are down right now. They have so much injuries. I don't think they have enough firepower to beat the New York Football Giants, even though the Eagles been busting our ass lately. But the fact of the matter is, the Eagles is not the same team as last year. I mean, they don't have a true number 1 running back. They only have a second running back and a third string running back. That's all. They do not have a number 1 running back. So all you have to do in that game next Sunday is stop the run, stop the pass. If you could do all that, we win this game. Because I know we could win this game. I know we could win this game. Because let's face it, if we play our game, if we play our fundamental game, we could beat the Eagles. And we could put them down in the bottom of the pit like the Deadskins. What we going to do to these Deadskins in the next 3 weeks? Because you know the Deadskins ain't shit. You know they're garbage. They're the worst 6-4 team in the NFL right now. I was not sold when they get out to that hot start. I was not sold on the Deadskins. And I'm not sold right now. I won't be sold when we bust their ass in the next 3 weeks. First, we got to get past the Eagles and the Bears. The Eagles got a good front 7. The Bears got a good front 7. If we could get past the Eagles, we could get past the Bears. And those 2 games are practice games for these Deadskins. Because if we beat those 2 teams right now and beat the Deadskins, we could look at our 5-game winning streak. And that's about it. Because after the Deadskins, we have to face the Titans, which also have got a good front 7 and a good secondary and a good quarterback. So if we beat the Titans, if we beat the Eagles, the Bears, the Redskins, and the Titans, we could look at a 6-game winning streak. You already beat the 49ers, was talking a lot of shit to my team, my 1-7 team, and look at them now. They're butthurt. They're reeling because they couldn't beat the New York Football Giants, and that's pathetic. How pathetic fans are. They're a bunch of losers and pansies because they have no education. They don't even know about their own team. All they want to spew is their little shit about how, how good their team are, how good their team is. But in reality, they garbage. And they're always going to be garbage, no matter what. Because we have a lot of garbage teams. We have the Falcons, the Panthers, the Lions, the Deadskins. We have the Raiders. Who else? Who else is garbage? It's another garbage team. I can't say the Packers. I can't say the Vikings. The Jaguars are playing like garbage, hot garbage right now. But I can't believe in week 1 they beat the crap out of us. And I'm still pissed they beat the crap out of us. We could have won that game. If Eric Flowers had blocked well, we would have won that game easily. Because the Jaguars only beat us by 5 points. That's it. They didn't blow us out or nothing. I don't know how the Cowboys blow the Jaguars out. I don't know how that happened. And then probably like a few games later, the Cowboys got blown out by the Titans. That's some bullshit, man. That's pathetic. So all we have to do in our end is handle our business, take one game at a time. Don't worry about what other teams is doing. If we do that, we could probably get in that playoff race. Because we going to be knocking on the doors. And once we knock on the doors, it's going to be between the Cowboys and the Giants. Not the Eagles and the Deadskins. The Deadskins, where they should be, in the freaking bottom of the pit. The Eagles should be in 3rd place. The way they playing, the way they have all these injuries, I don't even think I'm sold on the Eagles winning this game. I think the Eagles is going to lose. I think they're going to lose painfully, even though they're going to be angry and they're going to come up with fire. We have to match their intensity. Once we match that intensity, it's over. Because the fact of the matter is, the Eagles don't look good right now. And I'm not overlooking the Eagles. Because the Eagles got a good front 7, but they got a weak-ass secondary, which Eli could throw to. We almost beat the Eagles at the Link last year, but this time it's going to be some revenge for beating us early in the season by blowing us out by 34 points. This time, we're going to come in their stadium and beat the crap out of them, and that's it. Whether we beat them by 5 points, a touchdown, 2 touchdowns, doesn't matter. We're going to beat the Eagles. And then we have to beat the Bears, which is a tough thing to do. I won't be surprised if we lose to the Bears, but I will not lose to these dumbass Deadskins, because the Deadskins ain't shit. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Until then, Deadskins ain't shit. I only have 2 people watching, but it doesn't really matter, because look what the Bears did to the Vikings. They beat the crap out of them. Imagine what they're going to do to us. They got a good front seven, good secondary, a dominant offense. If they got that dominant offense, it's over. It's pretty much over. Because if we don't match up with their intensity in the next 2 weeks, we could kiss that playoff chances goodbye. You don't want that to happen. So we have to beat the Eagles first, and then worry about the Bears, and then after that, worry about these retarded-ass Deadskins. I'm going to have a hate week against the Deadskins. I'm going to throw their ass and expose their ass of who they really are. Because what they really are pansies and pretenders. They should never beat us at MetLife Stadium in the first place. The reason why they beat us at MetLife Stadium is because of our offense and defense. And Patrick Mahomes was one of the problems why the offensive line has struggled in that game. But in the next 3 weeks, they're not going to struggle in this game, because we got a new revamped offensive line that's going to get it done. They're going to block the shit out of that D-line of the Deadskins, and we're going to run that freaking football on their ass. Once we run that freaking football on the Deadskins' ass, it's over. Once it's over, it ain't going to be heard of. Because like I said, the Deadskins are the worst division leader. And soon, they're about to lose that crown. Either to us or the Cowboys. That's it. I'm counting the Eagles out in this because the Eagles have too many injuries. It's going to be hard to overcome. So we got to play our game. We cannot worry about what other teams is doing. We got to worry about our business, handling our business to the best of our abilities. Make sure we beat the Eagles so we can get a slight hope of a playoff spot. If we could do that, the sky's the limit on this season. Because who's the fucking Lions? The Lions are fucking trash. They got a quarterback that could throw for 4,000 yards and can't do shit and can't win a playoff game. That's how pathetic the Lions are. Picking on my speech, picking my speech impairment. Every time I go on somebody's comments or videos, one of these Lions fans always pick on me. You know what I'm saying? And one of them is Don Burr. And Don Burr is a piece of shit. Because I was talking to Brasinio, and I was talking about ATL or bums, and then he has to put his 2 cents in my business. If I see who Don Burr is, I'm going to knock his ass out. And that's about it. And that's a fact. Because I'm not Judah Tribe. I'm NYG31. And NYG31 will knock Don Burr out. Cold. He will know what hit him. Probably a rock will hit his ass. And I'm going to be that rocket. Lions fans ain't shit. Some of the Lions fans ain't shit. You know? I know Vikings fans ain't shit because I didn't like what they did to the Eagles. I didn't like what they did. They disrespect Rocky Balboa's statue. Throwing shit at him. That's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? So, until then, I have nothing more to say. This is NYG31, and in this live.